takes us to the final one. Home stretch, Addy boy.
We're almost there.
All right.
We're 2 hours in. Can we get this last one done?
Yes, we can.
Let's do it.
Wizard.
We get wizard. Lots of spells because they needed more spells. Wizards just needed more spells.
I have issues. There are some spells in here they should not have. They should not have augury. That is
divination. I shouldn't have divination either. Those are religious things.
Yeah, I think any divination spell should be limited to divination subclass.
Mm-hmm.
That's my own personal opinion. Other than that, they should be, druids and clerics and things like that. They get virtually all of the new summoning things.
All the stuff with Tasha on it because she is a wizard. Like in terms of her actual class, she's a wizard, isn't she? So, yeah.
Other than that, we only get one new feature and then one new arcane tradition. So the new feature, cantrip formula. You have scribed a set of arcane formulas in your spellbook that you can use to formulate a cantrip in your mind. Whenever you finish a long rest and consult those formulas in your spellbook, you can replace one wizard cantrip with another cantrip from the... So why does the wizard get to change it at any level, but everybody else has to wait until level 4? That's not at any level. That's at a long rest.
That's because of the fact that they've got their book. That's their selling point, isn't it? They can prepare any spell in their book as long as they've written it down. Like, it's bullshit, but yeah, I get you.
Actually, no. I think we've looked at that the wrong way. For everybody else, it's spells, sometimes cantrips. For wizards, it's specifically cantrips. We're not talking about spells, just cantrips.
Yeah, but still.
But wizards get a fuck ton of spells anyway, especially if they find a load of scrolls and put them in their book.
Yeah.
All right, we've got 2 arcane traditions here. We've got one which is a reprint of Bladesinger.
There has been some changes
with a couple of changes. Yes. Do you want to? Let's not go into the whole thing, but do you want to tell us the changes, Adderson?
So the change is that the blade singing ability now scales off proficiency mainly.
Yeah.
It used to scale off, I do believe, intelligence, or you could only do it a certain amount of times.
I think it was just twice or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just twice. Yeah, but it now scales off your proficiency. However, it's lost its short rest recovery time as well.
Yeah.
So, and I think there's also been a slight thing of, I think the AC is a bit better as well because it's your whole intelligence modifier. So yeah, it's mainly that idea of that blade song is now able to be used more, but you have to wait for a long rest, so it's still quite risky, say at lower levels, to use all your blade songs really quickly.
Is extra attack new, or was that always there?
Extra attack was always there. However, oh no, there is something with this. So this extra attack special because instead of cantrip, you can use the cantrip instead. So you can use like Green Flame Blade, Booming Blade, Lightning Law, all that cool shit instead of an attack, which at that level is actually already at 2 whatever dice. So Toll the Dead, for example, attack Toll the Dead. If you hit with the attack, Toll the Dead's definitely doing 2d12s. Like, what a win.
One other huge thing, they've taken away the elf prerequisite. You no longer need to be an elf in order to take this subclass, which doesn't matter to anybody else who's not doing Adventures League. But if you are, get rid of that.
Even though
that prerequisite.
Funny thing is that their art for all of this is elves, 2 elves.
Yeah. Which is a lovely photo as well. I also find it hilarious that they've decided to reprint this. But they've just completely ignored the Battle Ranger because that subclass is just a travesty. It's worse than the Ranger. It's just a travesty of a subclass. You get for the entire time you're that subclass, you get an extra 1d4 damage from your spiked armor, which you may or may not get because it doesn't come with the subclass. You just get proficiency in spiked armor. It's a dumpster fire. But yeah, that's the reprint and slight changes to the Bladesinger. What does Tasha say about it? She says, when faced with the endless onslaught of magical possibilities, many wizards suffer identity crisis. Some overcome, some break, and some become sword bards.
I love bitch.
That. You bitch.
You just wanted to be a bard. You couldn't hack being a wizard, so you had to become a bard instead. Wow.
Yeah. All right. This takes us to the
wall of text that is the
thing.
Fucking scribe.
Yeah, if you can try and summarize this in as few words as possible, because we've got a couple of pages here on this bad boy.
So Order of Scribes is all about your spell book. Your spell book comes to life eventually. Writing spells becomes easier. You get like an animated quill. It's all about writing shit down. So at second level, when you choose this as a bonus action, you can make a tiny quill. It doesn't require ink. You can quicken your copying of spells. You can erase anything you write with this quill if you wave the feather over the text as a bonus action, provided the text was within 5 feet of you. So you can also destroy anything you write with it. So the time you spend to copy a spell into your spell book equals 2 minutes per spell level. So this is your farming fucking spell scroll class. Like, right, give me 10 minutes, I'll have a 5th level spell in my spell book. Like, that's insane. And then at level 2 as well, you also get the Awakened spellbook, where your spellbook comes to life and it can talk to you and shit. You awaken sentience within your spellbook. While holding the book, it grants you the following benefits. Spellbook becomes your spellcasting focus.
I thought your spell...
itself.
No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't.
You can cast Wizard spell with a spell slot. You can temporarily replace its damage type with a type that appears in another spell in your spellbook, which magically alters the spell's formula for this casting only. The latter spell must be of the same level as the spell slot you expended. So this used to be in UA that you could just change any spell damage, but now it has to be a spell type in your spellbook, and it has to be of an equal level to the spell you're casting. When you cast a wizard spell as a ritual, you can use the spell's normal casting time rather than adding 10 minutes to it. Once you use this benefit, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. So ritual spells, this is speeding up spell casting so much and like learning spells, and that's pretty much all this is. You can replace the book over the course of a short rest by using the wizardly quill to write arcane sigils on a blank book. At the end of the rest, your spellbook's consciousness is summoned into a new book. So it's the same consciousness, new book, with the consciousness transforming into your spellbook along with all the spells. So you can literally... one thing that wizards suffer from is they have to carry all their spells around, but this one can now just go, right, I want all my spells in this book, which has more pages. And oh, Jesus Christ. Manifest Mind at 6th level. As a bonus action, while the book is on your person, you can cause the mind to manifest as a tiny spectral object hovering in an occupied space. So the book's mind becomes, and it sheds dim light. It looks like a ghostly tome, a cascade of text, or a scholarly. While manifested, the spectral mind can hear and see, and its dark vision in a range of 60 feet. The mind can telepathically share with you what it sees. So you basically get fine familiar a little bit like this. Whenever you cast it, you can cast it from where the spectral mind is. So if you cast a spell, you can cast it from the mind. As a bonus action, you can hover 30 feet to an unoccupied space. Stops manifesting if it's ever more than 300 feet away from you. If someone casts a spell magic on it, and if their work on spell work is destroyed. If you die or dismiss the spectral mind as a bonus action. Once you conjure the mind, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. So basically, you summon the consciousness of your book as a familiar, and you can cast spells from it. It's pretty cool. This is a cool wizard class, but I'm a bit like this seems a bit unfair to all the other wizards. But
it's like the fighter, isn't it? It's just so wordy. You know, a newbie should not be using this. There's too much text here for any damn man to understand.
Master Scrivener at 10th level lets you just create magic scrolls. By the way, you touch your wizardly quill to a blank piece of paper or parchment and cause one spell from your awakened spellbook to be copied there. The chosen spell must be 1st or 2nd level and must have a casting time of 1 action. Once the spell's power is enhanced, counting as 1 level higher than... Hang on. Once in the scroll, the spell's power is enhanced, so it counts as either 2nd level or 3rd level, because it goes 1 level higher. You can cast a spell from the scroll by reading it as an action. Nobody else can read it, and the spell vanishes from the scroll when you cast it or when you finish your next long rest.
Oh, that sucks that you can't give it to anybody else. You could just hand those fuckers out.
But
like flyers.
But I think the thing is, it doesn't. It does seems as though it doesn't expend the spell that you put into it.
Yeah. So
you can make loads of those. Yeah, and you have free spell slots. Yeah, you are also adept at crafting spell scrolls, which are described in the treasure. So you can also you can write spell scrolls a lot easier.
Yeah.
You must spend so that's halved as well with a magical quill. So you now don't take as long to make spell scrolls. And then one with the word is your 14th level capstone. Your connection to your awakened spellbook has become so profound that your soul has become entwined with it. That sounds a bit lichy to me, Leon.
It do.
Wise, you have advantage on intelligence arcana checks whilst the spellbook is on you, because the spellbook helps you remember shit, apparently. If you take damage while the spellbook's mind is manifested, you can prevent all of your damage to you by using a reaction to dismiss the spectral mind, using its magics to save yourself. Then roll 3d6. The spellbook temporarily loses spells of your choice that have a combined spell level equal to the roll or higher. If there aren't enough spells for the book to cover the cost, you drop to 0 hit points. Until you finish 1d6 long rest, you are incapable of casting the lost spells, even if you find them on a scroll or in another book. After you finish the required number of rests, your spells reappear in the spellbook. Once you use this reaction, you can't do so until you finish a long rest. So basically, you get advantage on... Why they didn't put this as bullet points, I don't fucking know. Like, advantage on intelligence arcana, save yourself by rolling D6s, 3d6s, and getting rid of spells equal to that spell level. They disappear for a number of long rests equal to 1d6. Motherfucker, why is that not in bullet points? What is going on? Like, this book started so well, and then towards the end, it just goes like into like a downward spiral. You're like, what the hell is going on?
All right, Adderson. All right. Let's calm it down. There's two things we need to do. All right, the first one is give your rating for the wizard.
Wizard, just because Order of Scribes is cool, but it's not newbie friendly, I would say a 1. And Bladesinging's cool as well. I usually play Bladesinger or War Mage. So if I'm a wizard, so 1.
I will
for
agree.
Me.
We're only getting one new subclass, and the second one is just a reprint with some slight tweaks. Order of the Scribes is cool, but I would have liked to have seen more from the wizard, to be honest. I know they already have so many subclasses, but I would have liked to have seen something a little more... I don't know. Something based around a book, something that they already have. I would have liked to have seen something more imaginative. So for that, I'm going to go neutral.
Yeah, that makes sense. They could have done so much more, like magical tattoo wizards. Like, they've got magical tattoos now, but like, imagine a whole wizard subclass devoted to like magical tattoos. That could have been cool, or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I know you hate it, but something with psionics, even. Just because they've struggled to make things psionic-y in the past, it doesn't mean they can't try.
Yeah,
they could have done something based around, I don't know, anything other than books, which is already a wizard's bread and butter, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so you've given it 1 thumbs up. I've given it a neutral.